Long times of misery and darkness are upon the realm. So he turns to the heavens. And the heavens bless him with a vision of a new future. A promised hero is destined to be born in a newly found great city by the sacred land. The Emperor orders his wisest to raise astounding cities on New War's holy grounds. And that, dear Governor, is your mission. Ensure the arrival of a true hero and save the Celestial Empire.
Hey now, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and this one's been in the oven for a little while, baking up something good. Welcome to our first look at the early access release of Celestial Empire, a game that back in 2022 I considered to be a Chinese ANNO game, and it seems like it definitely held up to that. A little bit of Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom in this one too. Do you remember that game? I certainly do. That was probably one of my favorite city builders growing up aside from SimCity, and now this one certainly takes a lot of that and also a little bit of ANNO and adds it together in a beautifully well done game that seems to have delivered on some of the things that they plan to do for early access already, and a long roadmap to 1.0. Welcome back. Good to see you all here. Don't forget to sub to the channel and hit that like button too to show some love and support for Raptoria and of course for all of these awesome city builders. We got a big year for city builders behind us already and in front of us. Of course, we got Anno Pax Romana coming out in November, and before then we had a couple of other Roman-based city builders awaiting us and that have dropped into early access or 1.0 as well. And so there's been a ton of these wonderful grid-based city builders and games that kind of have you doing all sorts of ancient construction of wonders and great works projects, and hopefully in the Celestial Empire we end up getting to build sections of the Great Wall or other things like that, because man, building world wonders and giant great works projects, especially if they have something to do with something people can use like dams and bridges and other things like that, or a great wall, which is important for defense, it's very cool. So welcome aboard and good to see you all here. Let's go ahead and get started. So if we click to play the game, we see here that we can start ourselves a brand new game to which we can choose a couple of different regions to begin with. And I don't remember which one's which, if we've seen these in the playtest or if they've expanded upon the map. I honestly don't know, but this one's got a big O play area. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that one. And then we have a standard or creative mode. Creative mode does not have any disasters, so this game certainly has, of course, a lot of resource gathering and the ability to probably pray to the gods to prevent disasters, things more than likely like earthquakes, maybe floods and great fires and things like that. But we're going to go standard here for today, and then yes, we can choose our difficulty level. And it looks like what changes here is the building relocation cost and refund that we get for building and moving and destroying buildings, and then also our starting cash and materials and things like that. So I think we'll just go for normal today, and in addition to that we get to customize our game even further with a lot of these things being set to normal for now too. I think we'll go with that as early access, so there's still probably a great amount of balancing to do still, but player feedback will certainly help with that, especially with all the different game modes. But whenever a developer gives us all of these different things to customize, whether or not it's a zombie survival game where you can of course change the amount of zombies or how much health you get or how durable your weapons are. In this case, building range and storage capacities and things like that are a lot of fun too. So glad that they actually allow us to make changes to that. We also have a guidance mode, so looks like a tutorial mode. We'll go full guidance for today as we get started, and we get to customize our character. Nice. We get to pick the name of our city. That's kind of cool there. We'll go with let's see, Zhengtung. Let's go with that, and then we'll change our character. Ooh, is this the dragon? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, cool. All the Chinese zodiac symbols, right? There's a horse, a snake. I'm going to go with the dragon. I'm a dragon IRL. And let's go with red for red dragon. Very nice. What else do we got for city names? Let's see. I don't think it'll matter too much, and we can probably change it as we go. Let's go with Beiyang, and let's start our first playthrough in Celestial Empire. Let's go. Thousand Wave Garden. Ooh.
Strong enough to raise buildings as marvelous as divine palaces. However, challenges accompany every act of creation. A prophecy has been told, menacing calamities threaten us, and only a true hero can put them to a proper end. Only will he be born in a glorious Chinese city that hasn't been founded yet.
Ooh, I love the art in the background. Sometimes you get a little cabin, I can remember, that's up in the mountains.
The Emperor has spoken. In recognition of thy incredible skills, he granted thou the important title of a new provincial governor.
Pretty.
Step up, Nua's dear child, for behold, that is the destiny thou've been made for. First, Your Excellency, you must build a yamen, the heart of the entire city.
You got it. Let's take a look at the map first, though. Looks like we have ourselves a coastal region. Very sharp cliffs. Not sure if we're going to be able to do any sort of port trading here, but we already got ships out here in the bay, and one that, of course, we saw earlier that smashed into the rocks. Yeah, all right, so we got a lot of little peninsulas here shooting out into the ocean, some rough seas out there, but some gorgeous trees and even more beautiful rivers here that have waterfalls at the end, and looks like some very fast-moving water. Wow, very cool. We see resources here like iron. I see some other ruins, some really interesting looking cliffs, really pretty stuff. Clay deposits, iron deposits, probably coal around here too. Oh, a cinnabar as well. Excellent. I wonder if they have a cinnabon in ancient China. Oh, look at that beautiful tree. Gorgeous. Is that a panda? Oh, of course it is. Oh boy. All right, we're only seconds in and we've already discovered a bear. Well, that's cute. Anyway, let's go ahead and get ready with our city construction. So we must build the yamen, which essentially is like our city hall, which also will store resources and whatnot. And from what I can remember, we'll very shortly be making rice, so we better also make sure we build it near a river. Yeah, as they say, it is best to build it near the river, so we'll go ahead and do that. And just a little bit of the shoreline we need, and I think I'll do it right around here. Perfect.
Our citizens can't just wander homeless. Let's provide them with cottages.
All right, we got to build some houses then. I'm going to have a glorious and beautiful main avenue here, though. Probably going towards the end of our area where we can build. This will eventually get bigger, but I think it's just like how it is in, you know, the settlers or pioneers of Pagonia, where we need to build outposts in order to increase this area. So we'll get more and more people in the city shortly through that. Let's go ahead and build a neighborhood here. We're going to build a road all the way around this place. I'm going to leave room for decoration. And we're going to try to do something like that. And there we go. Okay, this should be good. And then I'm going to oh, actually, maybe we should go up one more. There we go. Oh, nice. I like how the roads kind of curve around. So if we want to destroy something, easy. Beautiful. All right, that's nice. Love the music, too, by the way. Some of these songs remind me of Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom. I don't know if they got the licensing to use these or if they are ancient songs that they've recreated themselves or whatnot, but very nice you know, sound effects and music. Now what I like here too is with our homes we get different styles of homes for the peasants, and we can also rotate them too, and we can even click and drag. I believe there's a blueprinting mode in this game too, so if you need to, you know, you can blueprint out an area before you approve its construction, so that way it's ready to go when you have the materials or when it comes time to actually build it. And I think if we click on the neighborhood, yeah, it'll
growing
just
in
build a road.
numbers, you must remember that their needs grow as well. Your responsibility is to fulfill them.
Okay, he wants us to build inventors' homes. So these will generate a number of science based on how close they are to a neighborhood. Yeah, I can remember that. So up to a capacity of 200. So the more people it's near, the more big brain we get. So good stuff. We're going to go ahead and maybe build that here. And we'll kind of build a, I think I'm going to link these together. And then I'm going to build like a little decorative area out there too. That'll be important to decorate our cities and make sure everybody's happy. Mandatory happiness here in Raptoria. All right, that'll be fine to start with, I think. And now on to taking our reward for doing so.
Well done, Governor. Your action has brought new knowledge to the city.
Looks like we need to generate 150 knowledge too, so we'll get to that shortly. We have down here granaries, warehouse. We also have that outpost they mentioned before, so we can plop that down. If we had built our city without being near the river, we could also expand that way too. We could build a little outpost up there in the corner, and my idea is to do a rice farm here, and then pump water down from the river into where we're going to have our rice fields, and then build more of the city down here. Industrial buildings, of course, there's iron down there, so that's probably where our industries will be.
As the city grows, so will hunger. Rice fields are key to feeding your people.
We got coal in the north too. All right, time to build a rice farm. Let's do it. We also have a granary we need to connect to, so I think we'll plop that down after we build our rice farm first. So a rice farm will require rice fields. We plop that down, connect it to a granary, start building our fields, which are little terraces, which then need to be irrigated via the river pump down there. So it'll pump river water into this irrigation ditch, and that will irrigate our rice paddies. And we could do that for multiple fields. I think, I can't remember what the exact number is, but I think one irrigation pump can supply a few different rice farms for sure. So let's go ahead and build one. Let's build it like this. And then I'll build a granary across the street. And then I'm going to put a road over there. And then I'm going to try to do an irrigation section up here. We got a river pump, a canal extension pump, and a canal itself. So let's go ahead and build that up this way along the road. That's where I think it would be best. There's kind of like a little bridge there now that it made. That's cool. And then we got to build our pump. Perfect. And then we'll just connect the canal right to that. Beautiful. And there goes the water. Nice. So we can build multiple rice farms down this road. And then we're going to build some rice fields to go with those farms. And I'll build them kind of like this. Build one big old field there. And then we can build another one here. Oh, look at that. They automatically put terraces in. That's kind of cool. Let's go with this and then see if I can build another one back here maybe. Oh, there we go. That looks really nice. Okay, it's still saying it needs water. Oh, it's water per field. Okay. So we'll have to make a little canal there. But it doesn't matter. We can build a another rice farm next to it and do the same thing and fill in those fields. That looks great. Okay, so now we need to provide an increase of quantity of rice for 2 minutes. So we just got to hold for that to continue to provide rice. And it's a city builder. You know we're going to build more things, and those more things are going to need more workers. So we may as well continue to expand that way. And let's go ahead and plop down a main road there. And what about decorations? We do have attractiveness here. We have a peasant decoration tier and also walls. And I believe as we build more, there's way more options here than what we can see. They're just, for the tutorial, I think, keeping it simple. But again, remember, we could bypass the tutorial too and just kind of have a more free experience. We have clothes. That'll probably come next, so hemp will be a thing. We've got logs, planks, rice. Can we actually start making some more logs? We do have planks here. So we have a logging production. We can make logs here, maybe up in the upper right corner. You can see there 52, 59 logs. 65, wow, okay. Let's go with that. 65 is pretty good. Plop that down right there. And then it needs a warehouse nearby and also a sawmill nearby. So I don't want to build in that area. That'll hurt its production, so we're going to stay away from that.
Progress means embracing new possibilities. Consider unlocking new technologies.
He is correct. We'll work on that next. I do want to put a warehouse down, though, which is right there. And that'll gather some of the materials from the sawmill for us. And everything will be linked together. Go ahead and build that away. Got to have a path going to it. And then link that back to the city. Perfect. Excellent. All right. Attract more peasants up to 220. That's why we added the additional homes. Let's take our reward
Governor,
there.
The harvest begins thanks to you.
Well, thank you, sir. And again, great animations here. You can see people bashing the rice stalks on the sticks there in order to get the rice grains out, all those delicious bits of rice. And then, of course, they're taking those to storage. And you can see the little wagon going back and forth, the little wheelbarrow. Good stuff, man. Good details here. All right, we're a little low on money. We're in the negative, but we're just getting started. No big deal. But we do have our science points, so that's good. Research points can be spent in the development to unlock new technologies. All right, let's see what we got for tech. Starting point, then we have a market, a forester, a hemp farm. We can then make clothing out of that. We have an altar. We've got renovators works, shrine, and then all the way down to tier 2. And then probably up tier 3 and maybe even a tier 4. Oh, yes, we do. And look at some of these cool things. We got additional decorations, more decorative roads, things like theaters, Oh my god, we got a dumpling restaurant. Hell yeah. Gonna get some pierogi. And then a mountain temple, which is one of our last major things to build. Additionally, we've got dragon statues, decorative trees, even more decorations. It's going to be very important, martial arts there at the end, to have high-level decoration and also activities for the people to do. So they're going to have different classes that are going to require many different things to do and to see. So the theater with decorations will be very important. What do we have here? Oh, looks like we got a little request, almost like a Frostpunk type thing going on here. But they want us to clothe people within 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and do that. A little bit of an ANNO thing as well, where it's like produce X number of goods and or deliver it. Okay, let's get rid of those keybinds for now. Provide hemp clothing to the residents. So let's go ahead and provide hemp clothing. We do have to research that though. And research did appear to be locked. Oh, that's nice. You can kind of click and drag. Nice. Starting point. So let's go with the hemp clothing. So we'll purchase the forester. And then the hemp farm. And what do we have for points? 260. I'll take the market. And the peasant decorations as well. And then we need 220 population to unlock additional research past there. Which I think goes to here, the altar. So that'll be the next thing we need at 150 plus 220 population. There's also faith points too, so that's generated via religion. So eventually these will probably require a combination of both. And it looks like we can sort some of these things by, yeah, tiers. So right now we're farmers, then there's workers, then artisans, and then, you know, the well-to-do. Of course, they're called something different, but you get it. Okay, let's grow some marijuana. I mean hemp, and let's go ahead and plop that down. Wow, anywhere seems to be a great spot to grow this stuff. I think we'll leave that all for rice up there. And you can see the soil fertility here. So highly fertile, extremely fertile. So we really want like white or like a very light green color, like teal. But this is still pretty good, extremely fertile. There's just higher levels of it. Gray you kind of want to stay away from. But we're fine. This is hemp. It's not going to be, you know, something that's super exotic and picky. I'm also going to build this one block away, leaving room for decorations and other things like that. We got a big map, so we got a lot of space to fill. So we're good. I'm going to also make a road there back to the city. And let's build our fields. 50 fields we can make here. Oh yes, the fencing. Perfect. Okay, then I want to do that. I wanted to have a fence along the road. So that I like. So I'm going to go with 28 there and then build down to 50 there. Perfect. And then we need our warehouse nearby for that. And I think we could plop a warehouse maybe up here. Looks good to me. And now this will need irrigation too. So we can plop an irrigation line all the way down here. I actually didn't know that that needed irrigation. I thought only the rice would need to be irrigated. So we'll have to take that into account then when we build future fields. So we'll have to maybe scoot this around, which is why we have the move option here. You know, we have the relocate tool, so we can just click and drag and move things around, and that kind of was built into the game from the start. We did see the, you know, the cost of moving and whatnot. Okay, we have 160 citizens. Doesn't seem to be growing, so that means we need more houses. Let's plop down another 2x2 neighborhood. There and there, and then maybe one more here. There we go. Oh yeah, and let's click on each of the houses. Look at that, it makes a nice square around it. Beautiful. Good. It's getting a little big without any decoration though. So now we have decorations. We've got bamboo, ginkgo trees, a bunch of different trees, and also, oh, a lotus statue. Oh, and you can kind of see how that affects the range of decoration. So probably a good idea every other block to leave a little extra space for some sort of a decoration. I think for now, we could probably put down a beautiful ginkgo tree.
With your city's fast growth, there will come a time for heavenly judgment. In order to seek the gods' validation, you must build an altar as a place to make your offerings.
Roger that, and that means we're going to have to research that altar from what we saw. Okay, most of the houses are taken care of there. We'll have some bigger decorations too that'll have more range, but that's just a decent start. Okay, and there's also a decoration filter. That's nice. Back to research then. And back to the altar. There it is, 150. Boom. And not built yet, though. So then we'll have to build that to continue even further.
Our rice reserves begin to dwindle.
All right. Oh, yeah. Let's get our goal done on the clothing. We did make a promise on that. So I'll make that near here. Okay. And then that should start to make clothing. Let's make our altar. That'd be perfect right over here. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. I can move this tree. Then our altar. Beautiful. And now we can go speak with the gods.
Choose your godly patron.
Oh, boy. What do we have down here? Households of all social classes within 3 immediate neighbors have 2 capacity. Buildings from the same production chain placed next to each other can transport resources between them instantly. Wow. Production buildings of the same type standing next to each other increase their efficiency by 15%. Well, let's go with that.
Worship me and seize the power.
And the relation tree will be 40% cheaper for extra upgrades related to that. Nice. And a Steam achievement too. Alright, production in the vicinity. Yeah, so that'll show that production will be increased that way if we build next to each other. That's good. Like 2 sawmills next to each other.
Is under God's
That's
protection.
huge.
Remember to nurture your people's faith.
Okay, so we'll need shrines for that now. And are we producing clothing? Okay, so hemp is starting to come into they're humping it over to the old warehouse. And then, oh, it looks like they're transporting it right next door. Beautiful. Okay, so that is getting what it needs. Oh, it's raining now. I believe there's also, we got a day-night cycle.
More
We've got
people are
seasons
happy
too, I
to
think.
live here and want to support the city. Consider increasing taxes.
I'm sure they really are violently wanting to pay taxes. There's riots in the street. Why aren't our taxes higher? I'm sure. Okay, how do we build little shrines? We might need to unlock those next. Oh, there it is. Right there at the bottom. Perfect. So now we can build little shrines. And then there's a range for religion. So if we put a building down, it'll generate faith every X number of minutes. There's X number of faith points. And then you can kind of see the distance in which it can be covered. I believe there's like a priest or something in the equivalent that will go around and drum up support for the religion. And people, of course, will come to the shrine too. And then we can go visit the gods, which is neat. All right, well, we'll put a shrine there. That's a good spot for it. And we'll plop another one maybe over here.
Mortal, it is time to bow before the gods.
Damn.
Make offerings on the altar in order to progress to heavenly judgment. For your mission, it is crucial to get the approval of the heavens. If your city seeks the gods, they will grant you a monument that will appear on the place you've prepared.
Well, that is nice. Thank you. All right, there's our spiritual filters down there too. This game does a very good job of trying to be helpful and organized. There's a lot here on the screen, but they've done a good job of breaking all this stuff down, and that's just par for the course when it comes to a resource-based city builder. There are the gods. God's Island. They're all here hanging out. And then they've got upgrades that can be purchased via faith points too. So a whole different research tree, essentially, and upgrades for them. So we've only got 14 points, so not too many that we can do at the moment. But you can see here, increased productivity of 21%, decreased workforce required. A little bit more of the same there. Wow, a legendary perk too. Oh, this is like an ANNO when you go to the different islands to buy different items or hire specialists, that kind of thing. Cool. Let's go back to Earth. We'll come back later. We got a lot of points to generate then. Oh, we must have completed the hemp goal.
Hard work feeds the family.
Yep, we got some clothing in storage, so beautiful. All right, unlock the Weeping Fountain Monument in the technology tree and place a base for the monument. Let's do that. And that's going to cost us 200 research, 100 faith. So that'll be a little bit That'll just be a little bit. Now, they mentioned rice supply dwindling, so let's go ahead and get more rice going. So we'll plop that down like this. Build a little road to the rice farm here. A little bridge to it. And then we will add another set of fields here. Now, the problem with these rice fields is that we can't necessarily dictate where these upper areas are, these upper terraces. So sometimes you can reach it, other times you can't. So you kind of got to work with the earth on this one, and connect things via canal wherever the game wants you to. So here we have to reach it all the way behind the rice fields too. But we can do one more field here and have the irrigation ditch go that way. Regardless, it looks really pretty. Like, the rice fields look very nice. Very cool. I love looking at it. Almost feels like it's autumn or something now with this amount of rain. And we're only going to get more people in the city, so let's again build another rice farm. And this time I'll plop it over this way. Another bridge. And that needs to be within range of the granary, so we can move the granary. There we go. And yeah, that movement thing is really nice for your first couple of times playing, because really, after playing Anno 1800 for so long, it took me forever to figure out exactly what the just in my natural memory, remembering how big certain buildings are, how big their fields are and whatnot. So being able to move things here for free until you've learned and kind of remember like the back of your hand, that's kind of cool. It's a nice, helpful thing. Okay, we've got lots of food coming in now. We got some good planks coming in too. Logs are going down, but I think that's just because we're putting more in the sawmill than we're collecting. But we'll keep an eye on that for now. And what about that weeping fountain? I think we needed 200 faith points there. Should build an outpost now to try to expand southwardly. Oh, there it is. And let's go ahead and plop that right there. Beautiful. Okay, so now we can expand our neighborhood to the south, and we'll make a nice square here, I think. I'll do something like this. Not sure what we'll put here. This will just be kind of a placeholder for maybe a future market square or decoration or something. And I don't think we need to connect to that tower directly, but I will wrap around it. And we do have some nice areas to link our road in there. There we go. Just so people can get to the other side. And then, of course, we could put ginkgo trees down the middle or whatnot. Love those ginkgo trees. They're very pretty. Let's see. What's next? I think we're going to go with more faith. So actually, let's expand this neighborhood out a little bit more. And I'll probably put
Winter is coming. Prepare supplies of wood and food.
Winter is coming. Where have I heard that before? Okay, well, we definitely are good with rice then. We just tripled our production. But wait a minute. Hold on. Let's get wood production going then. Let me do another lumberjack's hut. Ooh, this one produces like 80. Look at that. Crazy.
Your city grows in knowledge. Consider spending your science points.
Not yet, sir. We got low forest numbers there. Did we invested in a forester, did we not? We did. Looks like we can even buy upgrades for them too, or research upgrades. That's nice. Oh, there's our forester building. Oh, perfect. Right between the two. Look at that. I'm going with that. Okay,
Our craft may be humble, but the city depends on it.
Okay, so we got the forester, which will grow trees, and then these two should be able to cut those trees down. Then we got the sawmill. Very nice. I think we'll be all right for our first winter. Can we survive our first winter? I believe we can. Let's add some more peasants to move in before the end of the year. And we'll leave that strip there next to the street for decorations right there. And then we'll need to get on to religion again. So then we can add like another strip there for decoration. And I'll make a little road there so the shrine can wrap around. I'll connect in this way. Then we'll go up. And we'll leave this block for decoration and shrines. People will love that. Okay, and then... what about a marketplace, finally? Ooh, that's cool. Oh, wow, that has a huge range. Very good. We'll miss a few of the houses up here, but we can build another market there. And we can put more of the well-to-do up here. There'll be less of them, and they'll probably want fancier stuff anyway. So we'll plop that in blueprint mode then. We don't have the resources for this yet, but it'll build over time when we do have the planks. And I think we should build another sawmill then. And what do we have for employment and unemployment? Oh, remember, we want to put 2 buildings next to each other too, to increase the bonus. So actually, let's just do it like that. And then they need resources delivered.
With this pace, the city will rise faster than ever.
And they're at 115%. Look at that. And I wonder if it's the same for the farms. If we put 2 farm buildings next to each other, they're at 103%. 120 there at that one. Wow. Could be a couple of factors at play there. But I wonder if the farm buildings need to be built directly next to each other. I feel like it should be adjacent via the fields. That'd be kind of nice. And here comes the winter. Can we survive? I think the answer is yes. I hope the answer is yes. Oh boy, there comes the snow. Alright, well, we should have enough points. Oh, hold that thought, sir. I am about ready to unlock the Weeping Fountain. Oh, we need more wood. Okay.
Our rice reserves are dwindling.
Well, yeah, it's winter, so that's going to happen. But let's get on that wood production, my guy.
Governor, our log reserves are dwindling.
Yep, it's going to be hard to plant trees in the winter here. And logs are also being used for firewood, I believe. See if we can plop down another emergency camp. We can cut down the pre-existing trees before we do a forester as well. Maybe I'll just leave that one there.
Hard work always pays off.
Ah, cool. That area will be nicely forested too. There's too many resources being put into the warehouse. We need another one. All right, now let's get to that Weeping Fountain. And now we just need clothing now. Always something, huh? Ah, but we're probably having a lack of hemp.
Strong backs and steady hands keep the supplies flowing.
That does say 5 clothing now. 5 out of 5. Perfect. Now we can build it. And there's our Weeping Fountain. Ooh, boy. Oh, look at that decorative bonus. Oh, look at that. We can put it right there.
Yogwai are coming to our village.
What the hell?
Religious buildings placed in the vicinity of houses can effectively scare those demonic creatures away.
Ah. So we're under attack, basically. But if we have a shrine nearby, it'll keep the bad vibes away. All right, well, let's put a bad vibe repeller there, and then that should be all the buildings covered by the purple stuff. Looks like it just needs to be home. All right, and then we need to prepare an offering for the shrine. Let's plop down another hemp farm here. And put down our fields. And then our irrigation ditch will have to switch across the street, I think. Ooh, water's only transported a limited distance. Okay, so we can't go any further up here without a additional pump to further propel it. So we need a canal extension pump. Right about there. Oh, nice. And then we're missing a field. There we go.
There's always more work to do.
And we'll plop down another thing there. Great voice acting, great voice lines. I feel like this is much more polished than before, although what they had at the very beginning of this game, there was a lot here.
Yogwai have retreated thanks to your well-built city.
Oh, thank you.
No harm was done.
Good. Yeah, this game had a lot to offer at the beginning. I wonder what took so long, but I'm glad at least that they, you know, put in so much good work and that there was a great foundation to start with, you know what I mean? And with that, that's all the time we have today for Celestial Empire, but don't worry, we'll be continuing on to play the game in the future in live streams on the channel, so definitely make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell and hit that like button too for more of this ancient city builder, which has a lot of great potential to be something even bigger along the release date sometime in the future. But I like where it is now and I like where it's going, and I'd love to see it come along for the journey. So thanks again for all the support on the channel, and we'll see you very soon for more Celestial Empire, now out in early access. See you soon. Goodbye.